Welcome to Knife Chats.
So I recently took a trip to Smoky Mountain Knife Works and I was on a budget, so I picked up some Rough Riders and one of them was this Brown Stag Bone Barlow. And it's a pretty cool knife. So I'm going to take a look at that. I'm going to compare it to this and also to this little fellow over here. Now, surprisingly, this is the only other Rough Rider two-blade standard size Barlow that I have. You know, the 3.5 to 3.25 inch kind of Barlows. And I'm kind of shocked because I like Barlows, and I'm not exactly sure why this is the only other Rough Rider I had until I picked this one up. One of the cool things I like about this white smooth bone one, I mean, besides being in white smooth bone, is the way the Rough Rider horseshoe shield there is embossed into the Barlow's bolster. That's really cool. I really like that, and it's got the line there, which I also like. Obviously, it's not repeated on the other side because this is the shield side and this is the reverse side of the knife. And this knife, like this one, they're both the same length. They're right at 3 3/8 of an inch, so it's a little shorter than your typical one, but comes in, right around 3 3/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit less than that. In any case, it's a nice, friendly size for the pocket. As this is an older one, the blades just rock all the way around. This is a little stiff. I really need to oil it again, but it still has pretty good snap going on for it. And it's actually, as I'm working it a little more, it's opening and closing a whole lot better. You've got the horseshoe tang stamp on both blades, which is nice. Match striker pulls. And your typical blades that you find on a Barlow. Your clip blade, and then in front of that is the secondary pin blade. And when you get to the Stag Bone one, you're going to find the same style of blades. Of course, the differences are dramatic. Number one, you've got the half stop, and then you've got the swedge up here on the top of the blade, and really good action on them too, though. And then half stop, and you got the swedge up here again. Match striker pull still. Really good action. It is new, so I expect the blades to work a little bit better. This one definitely needs to be oiled. And you see the difference in the bolsters. I do like the fact that because this is the Stag Bone series, they followed through with the R, the big Rough Rider R on the bolster. You see the Federal shield down on the handle here. I would have preferred them to instead put the Federal shield up on the bolster instead of the R here, and then have the Stag Bone just complete like you have it on the back. That would have looked a whole lot nicer. But you can see the family resemblance in the two knives. The little guy is a lockback. Action isn't quite as smooth. It's working itself in though. Stag Bone in it. You can see that it is definitely the same pattern going on in the series. The match on this one could be a little bit better, but I like it anyway. It's a good coloring going on with it, especially on the front side. I like the front side a little bit better than the back side. Brass pins, brass liners, stainless steel back springs. Really just a nice knife. What I would have done a little bit different on this knife has mostly to do with the bolster at the top. I do like the pinching on the bolster, but there's something else on the bolster I wish they would have done. And that brings us to this medium jackknife that they also have out. If you notice on this one, the bolster is slightly slanted and you've got a slanted R going on there. I think that would have been really cool with something like a Barlow to have this bolster slightly slanted a little bit, so that there'd be an angle going on here and the R would also be at an angle. I think that would have just really made the knife pop a little bit more than it does right now. I mean, that's the one thing I would have done, other than also moving the Federal shield up here and having just pure stag bone going all the way back on the knife. Two minor complaints about it, but I tell you what, the stag bone knives, that collection continues to grow with me. I just really like the way they're doing it. I think it looks really great, doing a great job with it. I like the pinched bolsters. I like the big R on the bolster, also the front bolster. I'm just liking the series. Do I want every Rough Ryder knife to have a big R on the bolster? No, not really. I'm hoping that they just do that with a couple series. But with the stag bone, I kind of dig it. And I just love the half stops and the swedges and everything else going on with the blades. This one, really, I really do enjoy this knife. This is probably, it's going to be a toss-up between these two as to which one is my favorite in the stag bone line. But then I still got to pick up a few more. But so far, coming up, these two are the definite winners when it comes to the Rough Ryder stag bone knives that I've got so far. We'll see how it goes.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Knife Chats, and if you did, please like and share it with your friends. Comments are always welcome. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you'll know when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. Hope to see you soon.